the time chart?
I don't know.
It's okay.
Not the hammer. There you go. I'm not gonna
Good
be able to
evening.
hammer. He is.
If you would, please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, call roll, please.
Saunders?
Here.
Rhodes?
Here.
Spinks?
Here.
Cochee?
Here.
Mezek? Janutus?
Here.
Fluharty?
Here.
I have a motion to excuse Councilwoman Mezak tonight by Spinks, second by Janutus. Call the roll, please.
Saunders?
Yes.
Rhodes?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Council, you have the minutes of the work session of February 4th, 2019. Any corrections? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance? By Rhodes, second by Saunders. Call the roll, please.
Saunders?
Yes.
Rhodes?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
And you have the minutes of the regular meeting of February 4th, 2019. Any corrections to that? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance? By Spinks, second by Janutus. Call the roll, please.
Saunders?
Yes.
Rhodes?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Presentations. Old business, ordinance number 9666-19. I have to read it. Couldn't find it. He was here. Yeah. That's all right. If I can find it, I'll read it. Thank you. An ordinance amending ordinance number 7139-99, section 1949.13, entitled HD Historic Downtown Business District of the codified ordinances of the city of Bedford and declaring an emergency. Motion for suspension by Rhodes, second by Saunders. Call the roll.
Saunders?
Yes.
Rhodes?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Mike, you want to touch on this?
Sure. This is in regards to the use of window frame lighting and whether it be by continuous light strip or similar product illuminating the perimeter is basically prohibiting those in the historic district. That's what this is adding to the ordinance.
Thank you. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Saunders?
Yes.
Rhodes?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Reports. Mr. Malice.
Thank you, Mayor. Quickly first I just want to touch on a sad note. I do want to mention that last week our canine dog, Mike, passed away at home. Surprisingly, it seemed like we just got him yesterday. Mike was with us for almost 5 years. If you recall, his very first week on duty, he actually saved a girl's life in the Metro Parks. So he'll definitely be missed, and please keep his handler and our Sergeant Ryan Fudo and his family in your thoughts and prayers. Obviously, it's that's a partner, and they have a special bond. So obviously, it's a tough moment. On a more positive note, I do want to mention a couple of things. There were some press releases that have come out over the last week or so. One, the BMV, Cuyahoga County BMV Title Bureau, they announced that they're going to be officially relocating to Meadowbrook. They're ironing out their lease. They're going to be investing $300,000 in space, and moving jobs to that area. So that's a good thing. In addition, Zelia released a press release today that they received US FDA approval for the pre-mixed, I'm not even going to try to say the name of it, an injection. It is one of the topics that we talked about at State of the City, and it's the bag type drug instead of the vials that they previously produced, which they're also going to be. They're building a new line to produce the bags, and that is going to be in phase 5. It's going to be that project's going to be going on over the next few years. They've already demoed the space, but now it's going to be construction. So obviously there's construction jobs that go along with that. It's going to be an investment of over probably about $60 million, and definitely when it's all said and done, it's going to result in more jobs coming to Bedford. So that's a good thing. They continue to expand. The land bank was out last week, as I mentioned to council in a memo, that they performed the asbestos study at the Moonglow. That came back, so the plan is this week they'll be down there, most likely starting that process of removing any asbestos materials. All that has to get done prior to the demolition of that site. So it's moving along. City Council is scheduled to set the ward dates for the ward meeting dates. And on March 25th, wards 1 and 4 will be conducted. On April 8th, wards 3 and 5, and on April 22nd, wards 2 and 6. That's an opportunity where we kind of give a quick overview of some of the big ticket items. All of our department heads are present, and that's more to engage with the public and allow you to ask any one of us specific questions or bring concerns that you may have. So if you want to come to your specific ward, that's great. If for some reason you can't make that meeting date, feel free to attend one of the others. End of report.
Thank you. Mr. Montello.
I'd just like to give my regards to Officer Fido for his loss of Mike, congratulating Zelia on their continued expansion, and welcome the BMV to the city. I happen to know them well, and I think you'll be pleased with the personnel and staff that they have. End of report.
Thank you. Mr. Gambuzzi.
Yes, I'd like to also congratulate Celia on the great job they're doing. It took them 4 years for the approvals that they just got with the FDA. Quite a process if you know what they go through, and even from the standpoint of moving products, working with products, transporting products, everything has to be approved in every little step of the way. So it's a huge undertaking, and actually they accomplished this in a pretty good timing. So kudos to them. They are moving forward. We're looking for manufacturing in the future very shortly, and of course the increase in the employment will come with it. But also to stabilize in the city is to make a huge investment in the city. That's a lot that's said, so very good job on that. Our system on the tax department is doing very well. We had 82 filers already, doing very well. I've had some good comments about it. Some people got a little lost, but then they realized what they did, and worked out okay. We're starting in the finance area. It's the time of the year for our audit. We have our auditors coming in. We're working towards our financial reporting, and very busy with that. And pretty soon I'll be in that time period where I'm in 3 years. I'll be in the prior year working on that report, current year doing budgets, and next year for the estimate of where we go next year. So right now the budget's holding steady where we're at. We're right in line with our projections, and I'm glad to say that that's very good at this point. So the end of my report.
Thank you. What do you do in your spare time?
Taxes. Quite a few.
Thank you. Mr. Saunders.
Yes, it was mentioned by Mike that the ward meetings are coming up here. Ward 6's isn't until April 22nd, so you've got a little bit of time to come up with some questions, and hopefully you'll attend that ward meeting, and we'll see some of the progress that the city has already accomplished, and we'll be here hopefully shortly, and hopefully we can pull ourselves into a positive direction to the point where we don't have to worry every other day about what we spend. So unfortunately, the last half a dozen years has been, I would just say, a challenge. So, but we've held it together and we're moving forward, so that's a good thing. I do want to thank the hospital, who has probably one of the largest amount of sidewalk around their properties. They've managed to keep their sidewalks pretty well clean. So these property owners that have 50 or 60 foot frontages, they can't do their sidewalks. Here's a typical example of someone who does keep their walks clean. So in a lot of cases, they sold them too, so they're down to bare sidewalks. So they managed to do quite an accomplishment with the weathers that we've had, because it seems like one day it's 50, the next day it's 20. So, which may be tomorrow too again, because it's going to warm up and rain supposedly. But they have done an outstanding job this year in their area of their property owners. I do have to admit that several of the plow drivers this year, in my neighborhood at least, seemingly have gotten the word that once they plow the driveway, they do get out and shovel at least the piles off the sidewalk that they pushed on them. They don't shovel the walks, but they do shovel at least the big piles, so that helps some of the school kids that have to walk. It's a shame that they're stuck in the street in bad weather days, because cars are slippery, and let's face it, it's kind of hard to go around pedestrians at the same time. But hopefully we will get more and more compliance on that. That's it.
Thank you. Mrs. Rhodes.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. So first of all, I'd like to thank everyone who participated in our chocolate walk. I think most people felt that it went over very well, and especially since it was our first big event with the Bedford Downtown Alliance, that was very promising. We had a lot of new faces, and especially younger faces, which I was very happy to see. In particular, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Dave and Marilyn Berry and Kathy Chach, who both headed up that committee to pull off the chocolate walk. They did an excellent job. In addition, Laura Hewlett, Debbie Grubb, Bud Varna, Dot Schwendy, and Maria Foreman also did quite a bit of work on that chocolate walk. So to see them, congratulate them, they did an excellent job. So we have if you're interested in helping out with projects like the chocolate walk and helping us revitalize our downtown area, our next stakeholder meeting is next Wednesday at 7 p.m. at the Bedford Falls Cafe. We do welcome anyone who would like to participate to come and hang out with us, discuss the projects that we have coming up, and hopefully help volunteer with some of those projects. Speaking of our next project, we do have First Fridays coming up. The first Friday will be March 1st, and that is March for Art. We will be featuring several of our school-age artists in the businesses in our downtown area, as well as some music from the Madrigals and the high school jazz band. And one of our local churches has very generously offered to provide hot dogs and juice for free for up to 100 people. So if you have nothing to do on a Friday night, which some of us have that happen, we'd love to see you down in the downtown area just to take a peek around and to take a look at what we have to offer downtown. Also, if you're looking for other ways to support the revitalization of our downtown area, we do have memberships available for the Bedford Downtown Alliance on our website at bedforddowntown.org. You can become a member and help support this group going forward. Money from these fundraisers and from memberships will go to help with advertising these events, help our businesses downtown to revitalize their buildings. The ultimate goal is to get to the point where we can hire a Main Street manager. Once we can hire a Main Street manager, we get the Main Street designation, which is a big thing. So that is part of what we're working towards having a dedicated person who will be overseeing and managing our downtown area and helping it to continue to thrive. And just as sort of aside, next month, the Garden Club does resume. If you're part of the Garden Club, just remember you need to pay your membership dues. If you're not part of the Garden Club, I would encourage you to come check us out. We do a lot of projects in the Bedford, the city of Bedford, that we help beautify the city. We've put in art installations, we sponsor the Bedford Beauties, we take care of, for example, the gardens out front here, and we're looking to revitalize some of the more neglected gardens, public gardens in Bedford in the coming year. So, and that is all for me. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to say, I want to thank Heather and Laura for heading up the BDA and the great job you did on the chocolate walk. It was a lot of fun. My wife and I got to participate and got a lot of chocolate. We come home with our bag full. It was like Halloween for adults. It was awesome. The problem is I'm eating too much of that chocolate. And, but it was a lot of fun and a huge crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to the business owners I was going around, and they were quite happy with the turnout. So, and that's the purpose of this, to get traffic downtown. So, congratulations and all the people that helped out on it. It was a really good thing. Thank you. Mrs. Spinks.
It was real nice to drive through town on a Saturday afternoon and actually see people walking, even though it was a little cold. But it was so neat to see people walking with bags and going, it's busy. That's how our downtown should be. So kudos to the Downtown Alliance. That's what our city needs. And kudos to all the businesses. What, it was over 30 businesses?
36.
36. That's amazing. So that's good. Keep up the good work. That's good. I even spotted some Oompa Loompas.
Yes, we did. We had
Yeah, I
show
was
up.
like, what the heck is this? And then I realized, oh, it's chocolate walk, which I hated to say. I waited to the last minute like I do most things, and I was shut out and couldn't get tickets to go. I was real sad. So I was able to see. I had several other things. Also, Saturday was the yearly senior dance of seniors high school and seniors citizens, and it was the biggest turnout they've had in a long time, and I was surprised this code, over 300 people, and we have such a great group of seniors, high school students. They're so cute to watch them interact with our senior citizens, and we have some cute senior citizens too in our city, so that was really cool to see that. Condolences to Officer, or Sergeant, as I say, Fudo, for the loss of his K-9 officer partner, Mike. I know, as my son being a K-9 officer, that's not a typical partner that you just see at work. This is a partner that lives with you and becomes a part of your family. So my heart breaks and goes out to him, because like I said, he didn't just lose a partner, he lost part of his family. Because they're with you 24/7, and the kids get attached to this family member. So our heart breaks for him on that, and we appreciate. We got the pleasure of having the K-9 Mike. I always have to say K-9 Mike. I can't just say Mike. K-9 Mike coming to my past free basketball camp, and the kids just got a kick out of it. He responded so well to the kids and everything, and then they had one of our poor rookies dress up in the big suit in K-9 Mike got and had it pinned down. So I have some really cute pictures I'm going to be sharing of that. So the kids just had such a fond memories of that, and they also, my basketball camp kids also send their condolences too. March 2nd, Saturday, this next Saturday, from 10 to 2 p.m. is going to be a celebration of Dr. Seuss through the Bedford Historical Society. It's at the old church. It's the lower level. It's our church hall community center now. And so that's it's a fun-filled day for families with children under the age of 10. If you would like to volunteer to be a part of that fun-filled day, please contact the Historical Society. And then on March 16th will be our reverse raffle. They're still selling tickets to that. You don't want to miss out on that, so please contact also Debbie Grubbs for tickets for that. And, end of report.
Thank you. Mr. Janutus.
Thank you. Well, all I want to say about the chocolate walk, that it was a blast. Whoever made that peanut brittle needs to come forward and make that available for just once a year. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
That was good. Mr. Fluharty.
Well, going last year, you guys have taken everything I had written down, so I appreciate that. So, I was also at the seniors Valentine's Day function, and I do want to congratulate, in fact, I sent Mark Zofka an email today, because it was, the kids in that school really did a lot of great job of taking care of everybody. I mean, it just, even people that couldn't walk or move, or they had problems, they took care of them, they did things for them, they helped them out. And you know, with all the negative things that lately have been coming out of that high school, it's nice to see that when you get up there and see these kids, there's still some good kids out there, and you know, people don't understand that. All you hear all the time is the negative things about that school. And I appreciate that when I went up to this and seen these kids, the way they acted with the people, and just, it was great to see. And they do put on a nice deal with all that. And that's my second year there, and I enjoyed it even more. In fact, I brought my wife this time. She's actually a senior now, so she enjoyed it, and you know, they had a good time. And I'm sorry that I didn't make the chocolate walk because of that senior thing. I've been behaving myself as far as intaking chocolate and everything else, because I got a doctor's appointment Thursday, so but I'm glad that it went good and it went well, and you did very well with it, and I appreciate your time and everything you did, Heather, with that. But I just can't be around that, because believe me, I would have been like the mayor here. I'd had a whole bag of that stuff with me.
Unfortunately, the vegetable walk just didn't seem to sell.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't even, I would handle that.
Wally
Yeah.
would do that.
But, you know, when you do this job, you do go to a lot of functions throughout the year, and a lot of luncheons, and let's face it, it's a lot of food. And so I'm gonna get yelled at by my doctor anyhow, but I have to come up with a better plan, so I figured from now on, any of these functions, I'm sitting next to Mike Malice, because he's the skinniest one up here. And he doesn't eat much, so my problem is I've been hanging around the mayor. That's the problem. I go to these functions, and he's sitting there eating just as much as I am, so I just gotta come up with a better plan. That's it.
Thanks, Vic. Just like to say hi to our former rec director, Andy. Good to see you. And I don't think I can top that, so we're gonna move right along. Ordinance number 9676-19.
Adopting the City of Bedford credit card use policy to continue to ensure compliance with state mandated policy and declaring an emergency.
And so our wish was to put this on first reading, motion for such by Saunders, second by Rhodes. Call the roll.
Saunders.
Yes.
Rhodes.
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Koji.
Yes.
Janutus.
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
Ordinance number 9677-19.
Amending section 151.08 AC of the Administrative Code entitled Compensation for Overtime Work of the City of Bedford and declaring an emergency.
And again, we wish to put this on first reading, a motion for such. Spinks, second by Janutus. Before you call the roll, I should have said for the last ordinance, the credit card policy is just an internal policy for the people in the city that have city credit cards. We're not having a problem with it. This is to be proactive, not reactive. But there are several people that get city cards, and you have restrictions on how to use them, obviously. And this just spells it out better for the people that are using them, what you can use them for and not. So we don't get into problems with anybody misusing them. And Frank checks over them every month to make sure. I know I got called on the carpet because I over-tipped by 17 cents. That I had to give it to Debbie to pay my 17 cents, which I have a receipt for. So they are looked at. which is a good thing. And this next ordinance is, again, just some housekeeping on explaining the overtime compensation for people that work for the city. Just spells it out, mostly things we've been doing, but it's always better to have it spelled out, and Frank's helping us out by getting these ordinances together, and actually makes life easier when everything's there and everybody knows the rules. It's always better to play the game when you know the rules. And again, not that we're having a big problem with it, again, to be proactive so we don't have problems, and I
Last
appreciate
time
the
we
work.
addressed this ordinance was like 28 years ago, so we're updating it.
Yeah. It's been a while. Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Saunders,
Yes.
Rhodes,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
Motion to reappoint Laura Hewlett to the Board of Zoning Appeals. Can I have a motion as such by Rhodes, second by Saunders? Call the roll.
Saunders,
Yes.
Rhodes,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
Laura, thank you for serving. As I say, we appreciate our board members and what they do, because if they didn't do it, we'd be sitting there having to do it all the time. But again, thank you, and to our other board members that are here, we do appreciate what you do. You could read that
All
one.
right, the next item is a motion to accept the planning commission's recommendation of February 5th to approve and accept the application of Sam Sparks, who is proposing to open a restaurant located at 339 Columbus Road entitled, going to be named the Blue Water Seafood Restaurant, 7 days a week. Is there a motion to accept?
By Rhodes, second by Saunders. Yes, you agree with the planning commission, and no, you don't agree, so. Yes.
I asked a quick question. Since it's not listed here, what are the hours of operation? I know it's a 7-day-a-week facility. Do you remember?
The latest they are open to is 11 p.m. I don't know the exact hours, I can go back and check, but I believe that the latest was 11 p.m.
All right, thank you.
It's my understanding there's no alcohol,
Correct.
just
No.
seafood, which we welcome the seafood to town. Call the roll, please.
Saunders,
Yes.
Rhodes,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
Motion passes. The next motion is motion to deny the tabled application of Planning Commission of February 5th, 2019 for failure to submit the requested documentation from Tiffany Johnson, 172 John Street, owned by Jamel Zahid, who is seeking to open a residential care facility 24 hours a day for 5 to 6 residents. She was to supply information for Planning Commission to consider her application. She failed to do so. So a motion to deny is on the table, can I get a motion to deny?
Motion by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Yeah, so remember, a yes vote means you deny, you agree with them to deny it. A no vote would mean you oppose it and you would allow it. Call the roll, please.
Saunders,
Yes.
Rhodes,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
And now we get to the point of the hearing of citizens. If you would like to speak, please come forward, state your name, your address, and your comment.
Stretching or what?
All right, seeing none, I have a motion for adjournment by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Call the roll.
Saunders,
Yes.
Rhodes,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
One of our shortest meetings in years. Thank you all for coming.